All right, let's talk about something you see literally every single day, but probably don't give a second thought to: the road itself. We're diving into the epic showdown that's happening right under our tires: asphalt versus concrete.
You know how it is. You're driving through your neighborhood on that dark black pavement. Then you merge onto the highway, and suddenly, it's a lighter gray surface. Why the change? Is it just random? Nope. It's a massive, and I mean massive, decision.
That simple choice between a black road and a gray one is a decision that cities and states wrestle with all the time. It involves billions of dollars and planning that spans decades. And the real reason behind which one gets chosen? Well, it is far more interesting than you'd think. So let's meet our two main players. In one corner, we have asphalt, the undisputed king of most of the streets we drive on. And in the other corner, concrete, the heavy-duty champion of our biggest highways. At their core, they're kind of similar. They both use stuff like rock and gravel. The real difference is the glue that holds it all together. Asphalt uses a sticky, petroleum-based binder, which makes the pavement flexible. Concrete uses cement, which makes it rigid. And that one tiny difference, flexible versus rigid, changes absolutely everything. Now, if you were just looking at the upfront sticker price, this wouldn't even be a contest. There's a very, very good reason asphalt is just everywhere. Let's just look at the immediate stuff. Asphalt is cheaper to buy, and it's way faster to put down and patch up. Concrete, on the other hand, costs more right out of the gate and takes a lot longer to install and repair, which, as you know, means more of those dreaded road closures. And we're not talking about a small price difference here. The initial cost for an asphalt road can be about 40% cheaper than a concrete one. For any city manager trying to make a budget work, that is a huge, huge advantage. And the wins for asphalt just keep stacking up. It gives your tires better grip, so it's safer when it's wet. It's a lot quieter, which is a massive bonus if you live near a busy street. And its dark color soaks up heat, helping melt snow and ice a little faster. So it's really no wonder that a whopping 94% of paved roads in the US are asphalt. Case closed, right? Well, not so fast. This is where our story takes a pretty sharp turn. Because a road isn't a one-time purchase. It's an investment you have to live with and pay for decades. And that initial price tag, that's just chapter one. Think about it like buying a printer. You know the deal. You can get a super cheap printer, but then you're stuck buying crazy expensive ink cartridges for years. Or you can shell out more for a better printer where the ink is dirt cheap. To figure out the true cost, you gotta look at the total expense over time. Roads are the exact same game. And there's a fancy name for this: life cycle cost analysis, or LCCA. It's basically a method engineers use to get past that initial sticker shock and figure out the total cost of something, like a road, over its entire lifetime. So the real question is, what does this analysis show us? An LCCA includes way more than just the cost of materials and labor. It factors in all the future maintenance, every pothole patch, every repaving job, and get this, it even includes something called user delay costs. That's the economic price of all of us sitting in traffic jams caused by all that road work. So researchers have done the math. They've run the numbers, modeling the total cost for both asphalt and concrete roads over a 40-year period to see which one is the smarter long-term bet. And the result might just change how you see your daily commute. Okay, so when you factor in everything, the initial build, all the repairs, and even the cost of traffic jams over 4 long decades, who actually comes out on top? Does asphalt's cheap starts still win the race in the end? This chart is where it all clicks into place. Along the bottom, you've got daily traffic, basically how many cars use the road. Going up the side, that's the total cost over 40 years. The red line is asphalt, the blue is concrete. Now, over on the left, for low-traffic roads, asphalt is clearly cheaper. But watch what happens as you move to the right, as traffic gets heavier and heavier. And boom, it crosses over. This study found that once a road starts handling about 14,000 cars a day, the long-term costs start to even out. And for any road with more traffic than that, concrete, the one that seemed so expensive at first, actually becomes the more economical choice over its lifetime. This is exactly why you see so much concrete on major interstate highways. Of course, the decision isn't just about the money. There are other really important factors that planners and engineers have to weigh. Everything from durability to, believe it or not, fuel efficiency. Let's do a quick head-to-head. Durability, concrete wins hands down. It can last 40 years while asphalt needs a major facelift after about 14. Safety? It's a trade-off. Asphalt has better skid resistance, but concrete's lighter color makes it easier to see at night. And here's a wild one: fuel efficiency. Because concrete is so rigid, your tires flex less, which can actually improve your fuel economy. But the big trade-off there is noise. Asphalt roads are so much quieter. So, after all that, what's the verdict? Is one material just flat out better than the other? Well, as it so often is with these big, complex engineering decisions, the answer is it depends. You see, there is no single best answer. There's only the right tool for the right job. Concrete is the champion for those massive highways with tons of heavy traffic, where you need it to last practically forever. But for city streets, where budgets are tight, repairs need to happen fast to avoid chaos, and noise is a big deal, asphalt is the smarter, more practical choice every time. So the next time you're driving and you notice that surface change from black to gray, you'll know it wasn't an accident. It was a very deliberate, very calculated decision, weighing the costs of today against the needs of tomorrow. It makes you wonder, right? Is the road you're on an investment in the future, or is it a solution for right now? Something to think about on your next drive.